we place the soul of our community in to share on how we want to represent our community. As you stated, there are been some things that's been said, some true, some untrue. I normally don't address a whole lot of stuff. I normally let the work that I do speak for me. But as I canvass and speak and spoke to many people frequently in our community, a frequent question came up, Mr. Quarterman, why are you running for County Commission Chairman? And more particularly, why are you running against Donald Lovette? This question is very relevant. The question, since Mr. Lovette and I have worked on many boards and authorities together to better our beloved community. Over the last 4 years, there has been some problems that have developed with the citizens of Liberty County, which has required me as the president of the Liberty County branch of the NAACP and the executive board to work together with our county commissioners to resolve some issues. And some of these issues, which include the board having accountability to its citizens, denying citizens input in public meetings, no ethics committee, inactive citizen advisory committee, high taxes. Liberty County ranks 15 out of the 159 counties when it comes to high taxes. Poor infrastructure, blight properties, lack of elderly care, inadequate and lack of health care for all of our citizens. In my former position as president of the Liberty County branch of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, and as a civic leader, I was and am obligated to address the issues that the citizens consider unfair, unethical. In doing so, communication came distant, at times, sometimes stagnated with the commissioners. As a community leader, I began to research policies and procedures of the commissioners and found that there were obvious inconsistencies that needed to be addressed. The more I researched our county government, the more room for growth I became aware of, and the more personal it became to me. As a parent, I've taught my children to bring their problems to me with possible solutions. And that is why I'm running for the Liberty County Commission as chairman. I have solutions to the aforementioned concerns that we can accomplish as a community. I believe in making the main thing, people, community, and business. I believe if we use that priority, the people will talk about their community and what they want in their community, and business will derive from that conversation. As I mentioned in my opening statement, I will, if elected chairman, I will work with the commissioners that the citizen of the various districts elect to lower our taxes, to improve infrastructure. I will work with the elected commissioners to have better paying jobs in our community. We'll come up with a strategic plan and benchmarks to build a family entertainment /convention center in Liberty County. I will work with the commissioners and other leaders in the other municipalities to make sure that we have affordable housing throughout our communities. Our work that we put some things in place to take care of our elderly community. Elderly care will be one of my focus. Prison reform. Did I lose you?
No, I'm still here.
Okay. Something jumped in front of my screen. Your agenda. Okay, I'll keep going. Your agenda jumped in front of the screen there.
I'm sorry.
But however, the last issue that I will deal with is affordable health care. We will have an initiative where we have a regional approach to healthcare, where we can get funding from the state and federal agencies, as well as private individuals to develop affordable healthcare. I have two initiatives that will help me with those issues that I just outlined. CDFI, which is a community development financial institution. That is an institution that has over $190 billion that's set aside for lending institutions to partner with communities like ours. To help with small businesses, affordable housing, and community facilities. I was excited about 3 weeks ago. I was fortunate enough to sit on a telecon with House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Majority Whip Congressman Clyburn, and they were petitioning the Budget Committee to add $300 million to that initiative. And my question on the line was, how do we get those funds in Liberty County when we don't have a local CDFI? And won't waste time. They do have a way to get those funds to Liberty, some of those funds to Liberty County. But under my leadership, that won't be a question. We will work with the municipalities and the financial institutions and civic organizations and private groups to make sure that we have a CDFI in our community. There's about 1,100 CDFIs across the country, across 50 states. However, we don't have one in this county. My other initiative is NPA, Neighborhood Planning Assembly. Through that Neighborhood Planning Assembly, it will help us with the initiative of improving county blight, neighborhood liaison, as well as neighborhood outreach. We have a district commissioner for each region of our county, and we would work along with the district commissioner in organizing the neighborhood planning assembly. And those folks will have a say in government. And I believe under my leadership that the citizen of Liberty County will have a say in government. Our theme is we deserve to have a say in government. And that is a say in government from erecting stop signs to developing infrastructure. And also to speak on how our tax dollars are being spent. I did not monitor my time.
You had 8 minutes. You're doing good.
8 minutes. Okay. As I continue to do research with county policies and procedures, I found that there are some areas that we can work on that would save taxpayers money. And I vowed to be a good steward over taxpayers' funds. I have put out a 3-ply brochure with my initiative and my ideas. And so I've tried to write it down and make it plain and ask the citizens of Liberty County to run with those ideas. And looking at the budget, I found some errors in the budget. Won't take the time to go through it now, but there are some errors in the budget, and there are some spending in the budget that would save the taxpayers money that we don't necessarily need to be spending. Yeah, I'm all, and I tell you, I want to close with just keeping the main thing. Under my leadership, I will work along with other leaders to make sure that we have an equal opportunity for all individuals to participate in decisions that affect their lives. I will reactivate the Citizen Advisory Committee so the citizens can have a say in our local government. We, the people, deserve to have a say in government. And I will work with the other commissioners to try to work that piece in through the NPA. We will encourage our community with a spirit that promotes a sense of belonging and a place of worth to all citizens. As I drive through this community and canvass this community, I found out that there are some folks who cross Liberty County line every day to run their business that have blight businesses in our community and not showing a love for our community. We will have a conversation and ask our district commissioners to have a conversation with those businesses that are doing business in Liberty County, that they show that they have a love for our beloved community. We will promote and enhance business-friendly community where small and local business can continue to thrive. Through the CDFI component. Right now, we do a very good job in supporting our businesses in the industrial community. But I think it's now time that we focus on our small and local business. It is my belief that the small and local businesses help the community grow and help sustain the community. Again, Pastor Hayes, clergies, brothers and sisters, thank you for this opportunity to speak with you this evening. I do ask you for your support. I ask you for your prayers, and I ask you for your vote. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
If there are any, I don't know if you're going to wait to Chairman Lovette get through and ask questions, or however you want to do it, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm gonna present the. I'm gonna have Mr. Lovette go ahead, and then we'll open it up for questions after that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Great information. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. All right. Let me mute you out and go over here to Mr. Lovette. All right, Mr. Lovette, you have the floor.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, everybody. Like Mr. Quarterman, I want to thank the Ministerial Alliance for inviting us to come and share part of your agenda today. We are honored by that, so thank you so much. Thank you for what you do every day. I can feel your prayers in the community as we all deal with this coronavirus. And I felt your prayers last week when we had to deal with the storm damage down in coastal areas. So don't stop praying. Don't stop praying. We're not over yet. We have some days or maybe some weeks, maybe some months ago yet. So your prayers and guidance are very much needed. Please, please, please encourage your congregants to be careful to be safe, sanitize, and social distance, all those things that CDC have recommended, because it means a lot to the community. Thus far, the good Lord has not taken any one from Liberty County through passing away, but we're praying that that doesn't happen. So we need you in the meantime to help to reinforce CDC recommendation and the local recommendation that everybody's safe and wear the mask and all those things that are necessary to remain safe. So thank you for what you do. And please, you may or may not know that as the county chairman, even though it's not my personal plight, but I do carry that burden. The people's welfare is in my hands when it comes to everyday and practical living. So but solicit your prayers for my strength and my wisdom as we go forward in dealing with this epidemic and whatever that may lie in our future. So I solicit that. Several years ago, I became a district commissioner through the invitation of several citizens who came to ask me to consider running. Those of you who've been around know that years ago, I served on the Liberty County Board of Education. In fact, I served during Liberty County's heyday when communities are growing in leaps and bounds, and we built several schools. So they knew of my experience, so they asked me to come and consider county commissioner's role. So I did and became successful, served 2 terms and a half as district commissioner for District 2, the district that Justin Frazier holds now. And then when Chairman McIver decided not to run again, I aspired to become chairman, and the good Lord helped me to secure that position. So I'm completing my second 4-year term now as chairman, and I've enjoyed that work tremendously. If you live in Liberty County, you see the growth in leaps and bounds. Things are well, things are well. Do we have room for improvement? Yes, ma'am, and yes, sir, we always do. But many of our neighbors and other counties in Georgia are envious of the Liberty County's growth and its progress. One of the selling points of Liberty County is how well we get along with the different entities and the commissioners, how we can get in one room and make things happen. That's often bragged about when we go to workshops, and people who facilitate workshops use us as the model. So, you know, I will say that always room for improvement, but things are well in Liberty County. Things are well here. Mr. Chairman, you know, talking to myself now, what would I like to talk about? Several things. You know, we've put a water system in some areas of Liberty County, Midway area that had the shallow wells. So now those folk have clean drinking water. We started our comprehensive fire plan. You may or may not know some areas of the county covered entirely by volunteers, so that when people call in the wee hours of the night, sometimes there's no one to come. So we're working toward having a comprehensive fire department in our county, breaking for the Isle of Wight station. And there's one at Trade Hill down in the Sunbury area, as we're putting in the fully comprehensive fire plan, so that no matter where you are in Liberty County, you dial 911 and somebody's coming. That's one of our goals for a while. And I'm so looking forward to that, because that causes me restless nights to know that there's some areas of the county that don't have that fire protection. Proud of our youth program. We went from the summer intern program, bought it from Riceboro, quite honestly, did it for the county 2 years, and now we have the youth commissioners. So we have some young folk who are walking in the commissioners' footsteps, and we're working with them to help them with things like how to do government. You know, they elected officers. We're helping them with ethics and helping them with the teamwork, all those things to make them successful young people, whether in the commissioner's role or out in the community or wherever they should go globally. So we have to prepare a great group of young people. And you certainly know that we have several champions on the rec side, you know, recreation department come, we make a big fuss over them, make them feel good. Always tell them though, it's not just about ball, it's about academics also, and about that good behavior. In my day, they call it citizenship on that report card. So we instill in our young folk the necessity to have good citizenship. That's been working very well for us. Have you seen the traffic? We're working on the traffic in Liberty County. It's a good thing to have because it means business is here. I miss it now when it's not here because of the sheltering. I miss it right now. But working on that, we have set aside some funds for, we call it the bypass, combined with some federal and state funds to make that bypass happen. It's in the preliminary stages that they're securing the right-of-ways now. So we were told that next year you should see something happen that'll be visible. So trying to work on the bypass to help with the traffic here in our growing county. Collaborating with all the cities. I mentioned earlier that we're working very well in this case, City of Hinesville. We did sidewalks all the way down South Main to Airport Road. and all the way down 196 to Airport Road. So now you can walk or run the circle if you want to. And some folks will say they never thought they would see sidewalks on Shaw Road in Walthamville, but they got them now. Pastor Hayes, not far from your church, not far from your church. There are sidewalks here now. But that comes from collaborating with our other partners. You have to build that relationship. If you don't build it, you can't get the job done. That helps your efficiency. So we are proud to talk about how efficient we are, how we're able to save taxpayer dollars, get more done just by collaborating with our partners. Recreation, again, we built a new park, Gill Park, out in the Freeman Grove area, the first one in that area. Well, phase one of it. Phase two will have a baseball diamond and a little lake and a walking trail. So we're proud of the growth in our recreation area. In fact, our recreation area gets great reviews from all over Georgia about how well they do, how well the program is run here in Liberty County. The commission certainly, we handle that budget, so they work through us. I'm proud to say too that it's this commission under my leadership that helped with the reentry program with Daisy Jones. It was an idea that I heard about in Atlanta, came back, talked to Representative Al Williams, put our heads together, Al made his contacts, and the rest is history. Now we have a reentry program right here in Liberty County, helping our sisters and brothers, if I may use that term in church, you know, to transition from the life of being, I don't want to say locked up, you know, behind bars to this freedom life. So we're happy to help with that. The Arts Council, that building belongs to the county. We're collaborating with them to provide that here, helping with the cultural side. Historical Society, we have provide them a space that we share. They do renovations, we give them a buy on the rent. So that's kind of how it works. Once again, collaborating with our community partners. Quality of life is so very important in communities like ours. It's not just roads and dirt roads, that kind of stuff, about quality of life also. Because why? Many folks from outside of Liberty County come here and they're used to those things where they are. So they look for those things to be here. And just because we are lesser than, smaller than, just because we are smaller, I refuse to let us be lesser than. So we're working to broaden the quality of life here in Liberty County. Culture historical, we do grant funding to our historical sites. Liberty County is one of Georgia's most historical counties. So we try to help our historical sites out with giving them grants, matching grants. So they put in 10,000, we put in 10,000. And I'm proud to say the largest grant thus far is going to go to Dorchester Academy, $300,000 from this round of SPLOST. You know, of course, the sales tax is down now because of coronavirus, but we hope it's going to pick back up. But we've made the largest outlay of funds to historical, to a cultural site, Dorchester, during my administration, working with Bill Austin to help to bring Dorchester to its rightful place. Certainly having the history of Dr. King having been there, and that being a great tourism draw to our county. Savannah Tech, work with them to build the new CDL track they have there in our area. So now, you know, CDL is a growing occupation. So now our CDL drivers can get the training right here in Liberty County. Also on the cosmetology barbershop side, they didn't have a lab. We had put in a lab through SPLOST funds. So now they can do the lab. Before they were having to drive to Savannah to complete that, and they weren't completing it because of the difficulty driving to Savannah. But now we put that in at the local campus, Savannah Tech. And so now they can get that training all right here. I say right in our backyard, right in our backyard. Other programs, though, we're making available to, and I'm proud to say, too, working with our school system, I help work with that with the dual enrollment. So now Liberty County has the largest dual enrollment program out of the counties that Savannah Tech serves, out of greater than Chatham, greater than Bryan, greater than Effingham. Liberty County has more kids getting those free college credits right here at home. And I'm proud. And I always say Liberty County proud, you know, Liberty County proud. Mr. Quarterman talked about the taxes, and you know, when you talk about taxes, you have to look apples to apples because different counties tell that taxes different ways. So you have to go through the nuts and bolts of how they calculate that to get the true picture of how taxes are. Now, of course, you know, we have the county tax, you have the school board tax, the development authority gets some tax, and the hospital authority gets some tax. So it's all that together to make our tax rate. But in order to equate, or in order to correlate it, you need to look at how every county does their taxes. Some counties has fees in their taxes and some don't. So everybody don't do it the same way. So it's not, you can't just look at a stats and say, okay, well, Liberty County is whatever number out of whatever number. You gotta look at how they do that. We're working on Black. We have a GIC, a housing authority that's working once again between Hinesville and Liberty County. One of the few GIC, that's a housing agency, one of the few with the city and county working together. Where else again? Liberty County, Liberty County. The entertainment center, we're working on that through the Hinesville Development Authority. Speaking of that, I'm a part of that. And we of course help bring in I call it TJ and Mack Shopping Center. And we were just on the break of bringing another one in, then the coronavirus hit. So I'm not sure where that is now, but we're working every day, working with our other partners, trying to keep the growth coming to Liberty County. Workforce development. I was in DC, I heard that the dollars weren't being spent as they should. So we worked hard with Senator Isaac's office to help our workforce development office get open here in Hinesville. So folks can go there now looking for jobs, get the skill set, get the assessments done right there across from the Hinesville City Hall. So we are vitally involved in the workforce development issue here in Liberty County. And I'm not sure how time is either. I'm kind of like Mr. Quarterman, how the time is going, but I can't hear you. I still didn't hear you.
11 minutes.
11 minutes. All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. When it comes to, he keeps saying work with. Graylan and I've been friends for a long time. I know his kids, I kind of feel like they're my kids. But in order to work with, they have to have that relationship. And I'm just going to put it out there. Mr. Quarterman doesn't have a relationship with the commissioners to get those things done he's talking about, because he's just one person. He can't get it done by himself. Now, there were some things that happened that I was not a part of. I was the chairman, but I could not control it because I'm one vote. So it caused some sour grapes, as they would say. All right. But I was one of the last commissions to try to help to balance it all, if you will. But I wasn't, because I didn't have enough votes. So for him to do the thing he's talking about, it's going to take that collaboration. You can't do without collaboration with the other commissions to get it done. The chairman may have a chairman position, but at the end of the day, he or she is just one vote. But I think if you look at the growth, look at the progress, you'd be pleased with what Liberty County has. Does it have room to get better? Yes, we do. Will we get better? Yes, we do. Are we on our way? Yes, we are. We'll get there. We'll get there. Once we get behind this place that we're in now, sales tax is doing well. We'll get more projects done. Keep the projects done out of capital fund and not the off of the taxpayers' property tax. So we're working very hard at that to ensure that great quality of life here that everybody's taken care of. And we're proud. Not just proud, we're Liberty County proud.
Liberty County proud.
County proud.
All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Is that our closing statement? Liberty County proud.
Liberty County proud. Yeah.
All right. Thank you both so much for sharing with us on this evening. A lot of good information going into the detail and playing with plans, and Mr. Quarterman throwing out some acronyms I've never heard before. So he has to school us up. So we are excited about what the future has for us in store. At this time, we're going to open it up for some questions, and I'm going to ask that the questions be brief and the responses be, I'm going to say maybe a minute or two. If you can do it in a minute or two, we'd appreciate it. I don't know how many we're going to get, but we'll just reduce the time frame of response. But both of you will have the opportunity to respond. So we're going to start. Let's see. We're going to start with Pastor Scott. Pastor Scott, you can get. Let me unmute you. Hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm a rookie over here.
Okay.
Go ahead.
This would be for both candidates. Is one of my concerns has been the bypass going through Liberty County, and how will that affect the infrastructure, in particular the traffic, as it relates to the my area around Bacon and Church and going out Tibbet Road.
Let's start, Mr. Quarterman.
Thank you for the question, Pastor Moderator. Good question, and I'm going to start off by saying the Chairman Lovette would probably be in a better position to answer that question, but I'm going to answer it generically because I don't have all the details on the bypass. And so let me share with you. If if I were elected chairman, when that bypass was even thought about, what I would have done is utilize our existing infrastructure, which there is a bypass on Homestown Road, which is an existing bypass that the native community folks use when they want to avoid the traffic going downtown. The bypass that the county is thinking about putting in place is going to reroute, I believe, a lot of the traffic around Bacontown area. It's going to also cause development to increase on that end. Business move where the traffic is at. That's where the numbers are at. And I've always, in setting meetings with the chairman and other folks in the county, is ask them to, let's do some research with other counties who've already put bypass in place, and then make sure that we are not rerouting the majority of our traffic around. And I think what they're trying to do is put a truck route that goes around to Baconton, go around to the bypass, and that's going to require additional maintenance on the roads because of the heavy traffic. But you're going to have cars that are going to use that route as well. Folks who don't want to go downtown and purchase things, and who are coming from Savannah, who want to go to Riceboro, who want to go to Long County and Walthallville area, they're going to use that bypass as well. So you're going to start pulling some of your business from downtown going out to the Riceboro community.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Lovett.
Yes, sir. Just kind of reinforce what Mr. Quarterman said. The bypass, Pastor Scott, I think, as you probably well know, will go on the, I call it the Ludwig side of you, not the Adamhurst side of you. Of course, it will cause us to do an improvement right there at Dunleavy and 119, which will actually help you. With also, there'll be improvements done in, I call it downtown Walthallville, excuse me, from 84 across the tracks, probably almost to your church. It'll be streetscape to make the trucks not come through there, but they'll come, when you come in from Long County to Walthallville, you veer off, follow through the wood line, and then tie in, of course, to 119, well beyond Baconton Church. So, Pastor, you shouldn't feel any, in fact, the improvements are going to be a benefit to you and your church family.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Lovett. All right, we're going to move to Pastor Velez. You can go ahead, sir.
Yes, my question is regarding the nature of the business that's coming into Liberty County. I think we've seen a lot of growth here recently, which is great. I wonder if there's plans in place to maybe draw some bigger business in, or any plans to improve the quality of labor force in order to entice the bigger businesses to come in, or work with the labor pool that we have.
All right, I'm going to give this to Mr. Lovett this time, and then Mr. Quarterman, you'll be following after.
That's a well, as we, I'm proud to say that with the growth that's in the area, businesses are looking at us almost every day. Mm-hmm. And there's certain criteria we have to meet as a community. So that part is good. Helping to incentivize the, if I may say, TJ Maxx Shopping Center, opened up a lot of doors for us that were not open. That made a lot of developers believe in the Hinesville/Liberty County/Coastal Georgia market, because as you very well know, a lot of our shoppers come from Glenville and Jessup and other places around too. So that's really helped us out a lot. But we're always looking, it's like I said earlier, we had one that I thought was going to be a done deal until the coronavirus hit. Now I'm not sure what that is, because they've kind of pulled back some. As far as the training side, the Coastal Workforce Development helps us out. We're also working with Liberty College and Career Academy, so that those young people have the work skills and work ethic they need. If they want to just get a job, they're qualified to get a job. Of course, we always have Savannah Tech too, in terms of students, and I'm on Savannah Tech's board. So we're always looking to ensure that the curriculums or the classes we teach correlate with the needs of the community. In fact, the Savannah Tech is teaching class to the hospital about leadership. So they're able to to be flexible to teach those kind of classes. So we're always working, try to ensure, it's a great question, that the workforce that we have matches the industrial or the commercial needs that we have. Yes, sir. And I'm glad to say too, we're looking at the Midway area, the interchange, trying to draw industry and commercial growth there. And you know, they have a Burger King there now. It was the work of the county commission in Midway. They helped to get the McDonald's there because the state of Georgia required some improvement with the road. So that has helped, of course, the Burger King. And as we speak, there are other, there are 2 hotels looking for that interchange. So the growth is on the way. Just a matter of us being business friendly and nurturing it, and just being the great citizen of Liberty County that we are. And you're right, though. There's no need to bring them if we don't have the right workforce. So we constantly working on providing the right workforce for the right commercial ventures. Great question.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Quarterman.
I think you had a 2-part question. The part on having the trained workforce for the businesses that here and may come. The county has a good working relationship with the education systems within our county, Savannah Tech, the high school, the performing art, our public school system has got some technical programs to help the workforce as well. So we've got some training in place, and we just need to keep working on that. One of the things that, if elected chairman, what I would do is, once again, people, community, and business. People talk about what we want in our community, and business is derived from that. Currently, what I visualize is that sometimes we have boardroom governing of communities, where community elect individuals and they go in the boardroom and make decisions for the community. I've always been an advocate that if we are going to put something in the community, we get the community buy-in. I've spoke with most of the mayors within the county and talked to them about how we grow their communities. And one of the things that we've got a problem with in Liberty County is infrastructure. And when you start having infrastructure problem, and let's just look at, we have a county a little over 65,000 people. And during the main traffic hour on 84, you can stay in traffic about 15, 20 minutes. That is because of poor management of the infrastructure. What you do is you put infrastructure in place, then bring business to the infrastructure. Don't put business in place and then build infrastructure around the business. And somehow or another, we've got kind of off the cue on doing that. And so that is important that we utilize our infrastructure correctly and build it correctly. And that goes back with our tax dollars. About 39%, supposed to be probably about 39% of your tax dollars normally should go toward infrastructure, water, sewage, and roads. And so that would be one of my focus to help business thrive. Now, and I want to use the acronym, the Community Development Financial Institution, there are funds to help recruit businesses as well as help local business grow, help them expand. I've been an advocate on the Development Authority Board. When I sit on that board, is encouraging staff to always talk to those folks that we've already got in the Development Authority parks and help them expand, help them grow. Other folks will look and see how you're taking care of your own, and they'll come and want to be a part of it as well. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Do we have any other questions that are out there? If you would just raise your hand so I can unmute you. Mr. Williams, you in town or out of town? I don't know if we're going to approve you.
I'm in town. I'm back from DC. I'm in town.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I heard about the health care and the elderly care. I think my concern is that the responsibility as a county commissioner? Is that part of their mandate to be concerned with or be responsible for the health care and the elderly care of the county? I'm not sure if that's in there. I'm not sure if that's in their ball court. And so I just wanted to address that to see what Mr. Quarterman or Mr. Lovett had to say in reference to health care and elderly care.
Mr. Quarterman, you got this one first.
Yes, sir. Yes, it is. The short answer, yes, it is. As the county commission and county commissioners are responsible providing a health care for indigent individuals within the county. And that's why you've got a county hospital. Now, the county does not operate the hospital, but the county does recommend the individuals who sit on the board for the hospital. And the way the system works here in Liberty County, the county recommends 3 individuals and the board will select one of those individuals. If the board decides not to select one of those individuals, it goes back to the county and the county recommend 3 more. But the county is responsible for providing health care for the citizens of their county. The county is also responsible to make sure that there are affordable housing for the citizens within their county. Now, do the county go out and buy houses? No. The county has a responsibility to set up programs to educate folks about how they can become homeowners. One of the things that I would like to see done here in Liberty County is that we have a county fair housing program in Liberty County where you can teach folks how to become homeowners and provide them funds. If we had the program here in Liberty County, there are funds from Department of DCA, Department of Community Affairs, and there is some funds from trying to think, there's another federal funds that I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head, but there are funds that they can get as well. Folks go through those first-time home buyers program. There's about $5,000 to $8,000 that they can get for down payment assistance. And so that is a program that can be implemented here in Liberty County.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Mr. Lovett.
Mr. Quarterman is right. In Liberty County, we have Liberty Regional Medical Center. Of course, y'all know that I work there. But I will say it's not a mandate. You know, there are some counties in Georgia that don't have county hospitals, but we do. In the 60s, our citizens took it upon themselves by referendum to said that we would have a hospital authority, and hospital authority means just that. And he's right. The commissioners send the names over, and the hospital authority selects the names. But authority means authority. Once they're selected, they have the authority. So the commissioners can't tell them what to do. But we just support what they're doing. And of course, they do receive millage that helps with the indigent care here in Liberty County, which is a big number, quite honestly, to tell you the truth. But that's where the hospital authority works. We support them because we support diversity. We provide care here. And also, of course, we had the clinic in Midway, and of course we had the walk-in clinic until the coronavirus hit. So that's how the county, he's right, the county helps to appoint the hospital authority members. But once they are appointed, they are the authority, and then they take it from there. Now, should they cease to operate, then of course it becomes a county responsibility. When it comes to the housing, I mentioned earlier, we work with the Hinesville Housing Authority. Now, that's nothing. The county does not have to provide housing. There's several mandates. That's not one of them. We don't have to provide housing. Is it a good idea to support housing in Liberty County? Sure it is. Everybody wants to have affordable housing. So I work with the Housing Authority, work with the GET Committee. I'm kind of like Graylan, that's the acronyms that came out of Atlanta through DCA. They go out and help to locate areas and help to find affordable housing for people. And then there's another one that's called Children that they work with also. That's citizens and Hinesville Authority members who work together. In fact, they're working with Riceboro now to build some affordable housing down in Riceboro, and have other projects on the drawing boards too. Of course, we have the Senior Citizen Complex over on Memorial Drive. That's very nice for seniors. One down in Midway. So we just support. It's through collaboration without a direct hands-on. We support those who are doing the work.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. We got any other questions? Raise your hand. I can see it and I'll pull it up. We're winding down time. I see you, Andrews. You're gonna be last. I got two more. I've got two of my own. Then we're gonna shut it down. Go ahead, Miss Andrew. Andrew. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I can't get you unmuted over here.
Okay.
Here we go. Here we go.
All right, great. This is awesome opportunity for both candidates. Appreciate everything. I love this place. Liberty County is the place to be. There's a lot of positive things going on in there. So many positive things. I appreciate the work that you're doing. My question is more, I'm gonna put it this way. If elected, what is your thoughts on using law enforcement more in traffic management in that deep time period where we have all the backup? And what I mean by that is to monitor, to direct, and to act at hotspots. So we know as we trying to come back in Hinesville after 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, how that traffic is backed up. So I was wondering, whichever one wins the election, would you be willing to study and see if law enforcement traffic management use can assist and help with that issue?
All right, we're gonna give the start, I believe, with Mr. Lovett.
Thank you. Listen, any highway with a number on it belongs to the state of Georgia.
That's correct.
It belongs to the state of Georgia. So we can try to work with them. We call it DOT, Department of Transportation, but we have no control. Now we have meetings, we call handful meetings. We have those every other month where some of those people are at the table with us, and we give all the citizens complaints to them. In fact, there was one recently about stopping at 84-196. You can turn right there at the light. One of my commissioners feels strongly there should be no right turn allowed. It should be a hard stop there. So we put it before DOT, and they said we've studied it. It doesn't qualify. So you got to live with it a little while longer. Any number highway belongs to the state. So and then think about this too. Any of that highway in the city of Hinesville belongs to who? The city of Hinesville. As a commissioner, I can't make sure if Sykes control the traffic in the city of Hinesville. Now, can we do things together and study and try to improve? Always, always.
Yeah.
The new turn at not new anymore, but fairly new, at Bill Carter Road on 84, we can turn left or turn right. You know what I'm talking about, right there by the little store there? That's called a safety enhancement. So we're always looking for dollars to do safety enhancements all throughout the county. We can do things like that, but as far as control 84 and 196, 17, they work well with us. They give us great reviews for being proactive. So I want to let you hear that. They really do. They really do. But when we said somebody recommended that all the lights are what? All the lights are sequence. So if you hit one, you hit them all. The state of Georgia said no.
Yeah.
They said no. They said no. But they work well with us, work with them. So we're hoping when the bypass comes in, it's going to make a great difference for us in Liberty County. But in the meantime, sir, we're still open any suggestions you may have that we can take back to Hinesville, HPD, Walthourville. They got a piece of it too. But really, you're right. It's from Flemington to Chick-fil-A, kind of so with the traffic back up that. Once you get through that area, you got it all right.
Good.
So we thank God for the growth, but the growth sure brought on some issues that we didn't see. But it takes $1 million to pave 1 mile of dirt road. $1 million. So when you talk about making major traffic infrastructure improvements, you better have some deep pockets and be willing to come out of pocket. Come out of pocket, But we're working on it. I promise you, it's high on our priority list. I promise you this.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Quarterman.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your question. Let me share with you that the county commission have no authority over the sheriff department or any other police department. However, the county commission do approve their budget. Once the budget is approved, the county commission cannot tell them how to spend that budget. Of course, they should spend it according to what they budget for. But keep in mind my slogan, we the people deserve to have a say in government. And I say that because if there is an issue in the community that the people are concerned about, as chairman, we will have a dialogue with the entity who supervise or who is in control of that entity. If that entity is in the county, as chairman, I'll be your voice to speak to resolve the issue. I believe that you ought to, that when you ask me about doing something, I try to find a way to get it done, not tell you I can't get it done. And so I will work along with all leaders in the county to make our county and encourage community spirit that promotes a sense of belonging and a place of worth for all citizens. And let me say this, there was some issues with some leaders because we disagreed on some issues, but I hadn't fallen out with those leaders. I've worked with those leaders in the past on accomplishing some great things for our community, and we will continue to do that in the future. Folks that never make anything personal, always deal with issues. And you brought an issue up, and that issue would be presented to the person who's in charge of that, may it be the state, county, or city. We have that dialogue and try to find a solution. Thank you for your question.
Okay, thank you both.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. All right. Any more questions? We're going to get ready to wrap this up. All right. We're going to flip the script for both of you, and we're going to start with Mr. Quarterman because you got the last toss. So we've heard all that you can do for, what your plans are and your platform is and what your desires are for the community. What can the churches, we play a vital role in this community within the county as a whole. What from north, south, east, and west, we're strategically placed to play a role in what goes on in this community. What can we do to help and assist the county, the Board of Commissioners, with you being in the seat of the chair? How can we better assist you as the churches? How can we better assist you accomplish your mission to make this community better?
That's hey, thanks for that question. One of my first calls when I decided on March the 2nd that I would run for county commission chair was to call you, who is over the Ministerial Alliance, to have a conversation with you about the direction of our community. I believe that if we trust individuals with something we can't see, that's our souls. We ought to be able to trust you with the tangible things that we can see. And we, the people, deserve to have a say in government. And I believe that government should not be functioning without the input of the folks who have the voice and the ears of the folks of our community. And so I would always welcome our spiritual leaders at the table for your prayers, for your advice, and for wisdom as well. There is a piece of my platform that helps the church do their job. As working with my pastor in the ministry for a number of years, being chairman of the deacon board, and being a partner in the spiritual field. I always tell my pastor, my job is to help serve the table, that you may serve the word a little bit easier. If the community is well fed, well housed, good health, it makes your job easier to do. There are a piece in the Community Development Financial Institution for faith-based organizations to help develop faith-based community centers throughout our community. And if you want to really know what I'm thinking, ride through Augusta and look at their boys and girls clubs throughout their community, where folks can gather in the community and enjoy themselves in fellowship. So you all are very valuable to our work. I would say we all are very valuable to our work. I wasn't gonna make this announcement, but since you asked that question, on May the 24th, I preached my initial sermon. So there's been a couple of callings on my life to do some things. And so I will work side by side with the citizens of Liberty County to include the faith-based community to better our beloved community. We the people must have a say in government, including faith-based communities. Thank you for the question.
Awesome, sir, and congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
We'll definitely try to get over. We'll watch you on live because I don't know about May 24th. We're going to be released to come and support.
I don't know what Pastor got planned, but I'm following his lead.
Yes, sir. We'll socially distance support you. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Mr. Lovette.
Hey, I'll let him preach and I'll sing. Listen, great question, and I'm glad once again to be in y'all's audience today. And I was thinking, brainstorming, if I had to say one thing that you all can do, and I know you would do it differently ways in different congregations, but keep your members informed. Help to keep them informed of what's going on in their community. When I say community, I mean Liberty County-wide. Keep them informed what's going on in their community. Help them to be tuned in. For instance, you're talking about traffic. T-SPLOST is coming up. You know, I'm not asking you to get up in the pulpit and campaign, but T-SPLOST is coming up on the ballot on June 9th. We need T-SPLOST. We need those funds to help some of the infrastructure needs that Mr. Quarterman mentioned in our reference. We need that. Census is very important. So we need you all to help get the word out to please fill out the census papers, because those numbers mean everything when it comes to funding for our schools and for our community, for Hinesville CDBG grant, all those things. So please, from whatever platform you use, your bulletin boards, wherever it is, help keep the members informed. I was thinking also, Liberty County has that Puritan influence. When the Puritans came from England to flee religious persecution, came down from Massachusetts down to South Carolina in Liberty County. I always say that those people that settled Liberty County, they didn't just talk their religion, they walked their religion. That's why Liberty County has a whole different history than a lot of the other places in the South, especially because of the nature of the people who settled Liberty County. Yes, they had slavery and all that. No one wanted to be a slave, but it was a difference here in Liberty County as in other communities. So help to inform your members that to set that culture that from your pulpit, from the influence that you have, that we would honor that, and we will always be a community that's moralistic. always be a community that tries to be a step above, that has a heart for people, that care for people, that would not let certain things that happen in other areas come to Liberty County, not in our back door. If you would do that, that'd be a blessing to us. And I'm gonna say this, to whom much is given, much is required. So Liberty County has been given much, so much is required of us. So as ministers, as men and women of God, if you would just let the people know that's who we are. That's our fiber in Liberty County. And we can't let that fall. We can't let that fall. It's our watch. It's our watch, and because others come behind us, we have to pass that down to them. So I'm just happy of the Puritan heritage here. It's still, I feel it every day in things that go in Liberty County that doesn't go in any other place. People brag about things that happen. I think it's the spirit that's still here. That's still here. And so let's just keep that going. Let's keep that going. Tell the story. Tell the story.
Tell the story.
Tell the story.
We thank you both. Thank you both so much for your time, being with us on tonight. And my pastors, my ministers, clergy, I appreciate you hanging out with us so long. We're just a little bit over what we usually do during our meetings. But I do thank you for being with us so long. We appreciate both of you for coming and just explaining and talking and sharing with us your heart for this community. And we appreciate that. We need good leadership in positions that have a respect for the community, a respect for their co-leaders and their co-laborers, and making this community to be better and everything that it can be. So we do thank you and wish you both well in the future. The date has changed so many times on when the actual election is, but I don't have to keep up with that. You got to keep up with that. We'll be ready for this time. We got to go in one time.
June 9th. June 9th.
We pray both for your strength and for your health, and that you continue to run a race that is reflective of your relationship with God and everything that you spoke on today. With that being said, did either of you have any closing remarks you want to give?
For sure.
Go ahead, Mr. Lovette.
Okay. Thank you all once again for hosting us. We appreciate it. I just remind you in all humbleness that, I've given over 30 years of service in Liberty County, combination school board and county commission service. So I'm well in tune to what's going on here. The relationships are already built with many of the leaders who are here, and we've done good work. The Sounds of Made Work I've done speak for me, so we've done good work. We just look forward to carrying that on, but I can't do it without the help of God's people. I can't do it without your prayers and your support. So thanks again for having us, and we just look forward to serving in the days to come. God bless.
God bless you, sir. Mr. Quarterman.
Pastor Hayes, let me start by thanking Chairman Lovette for his service, for the work that he's done in this community. I want to honestly thank him for the service that he's provided to this community. I want to thank the pastors, ministers, elders for having us this afternoon. Thank you so much. And thank you for the service that you provide to our community. You're the heart of our community. You deal with the souls of our community, and that's important. That's important. And so thank you for allowing us to come today. I will not ask you to put on the political hat. Continue to deal with the souls of our community. We'll ask you that to continue to tell folks to be safe, respect government. We've got this coronavirus is going on, and I think it's important that we listen very close and read what CDC is saying about this virus, and be very mindful of taking care of yourself. Lean not to thy own understanding, but in all our ways acknowledge God, and he will direct our path. And I'm asking folks to do that because I'm getting some mixed messages from national and state leaders. I don't want to contradict what they're saying, but what I want folks to do is to take care of themselves. Take care of themselves. Let's stay distance, like I think Mayor Brown has said. distance for a while so we can come together again. I know the government is opening up some places. I went out yesterday and bought me I don't know if y'all can see, bought me a pair of clippers because I can't see myself going in the barbershop right now and having someone cut my hair who touched somebody else's hair and touched somebody else, even though government say open it up. So let's be wise in what we do. Thank you again for allowing us to come this afternoon. Thank you for allowing me to share this space with you all. May God bless you. Here's my prayer.
God bless you. Thank you so much. If you was in front of us, we give y'all both a round of applause. A round of applause.
Amen.
All right. Excellent job tonight. This is recorded. We'll get it once I'll format it up and get a copy of it to you. We are going to, at this time, ask those that are all of our guests that are here with us, that aren't preachers and ministers and clergy. We're going to ask that you would exit at this time. We're going to, pastors and clergy, I'm going to ask you to hang around just for a few minutes. We ran a little overtime, but there's some important things I need to get out to you, and ask if you would just hang around just for a little while. But we thank you all for being with us that are visiting in. We thank you all for being with us. Again, bless you, sir.
Good evening. Leaving the meeting.
God bless you, sir. Y'all have a good night. Good night.